Hey everyone, in this video we're going to go over the week 2 activity for the Math 95 topics, which are equations and expressions. So we're going to look at how they're the same, how they're different. So in this activity, it's tic-tac-toe, and in each box you're going to decide whether you are being given an expression, which doesn't have an equal sign, or an equation which has an equal sign, and you're going to solve for something. If it's an expression, just simplify the expression and put an X in the box. If it's an equation, then solve the equation and circle the solution, thus making an O, just like tic-tac-toe. So you do need to show all your steps for either simplifying or solving for credit. A list of answers will not be accepted when you submit, because I do give you the key, which is just the answer and the actual, X or O. Okay, so I want to see your work done out. So for example, if you have this problem here, we look at it and we say, okay, I'm looking at this box to the left, 4x minus quantity 6x minus 2. So first decide, is that an expression or an equation? So this one is an expression. So I'm just going to put an X and just put it down here, an X in the box. And then I'm going to distribute. So I need to deal with my grouping symbols first, my parentheses, and I'm going to distribute that negative to both terms. And then I would have 4x minus 6x minus 2. Don't forget that this is like a 1, if you will, and you're distributing a negative 1. Some people like to write like adding a negative 1. In here, we could change it to make it look a little different if you want to make it be plus negative 1 there, and then you're distributing the negative 1. I personally like to just leave it as a subtract and kind of make that little transaction in my head and know that I'm just distributing that minus sign to both terms in the parentheses. Now we don't want to leave it just like that. We want to clean it up, so to speak, and simplify it. So I'm going to put a little, I am going to add an equals here because, not because I'm solving, but just to show you its proper notation, that I would say this expression is equal to this expression, then is equal to the next line I'm going to write. So you do have to carry down those equals, but there's no way for me to solve for an X. I'm not setting, that's why I don't go across ways like that, because I'm just simplifying. So that way you know it's always an expression. It doesn't suddenly change and we're going to solve for a variable. We're just streamlining. So 4x minus 6x will give me the negative 2x. And then the minus 2 just carries down. And that's it for this answer. I'm done. Okay, so you can notate that. You can just leave it. It's real clear because you've done that. Or you could, kind of just put a line under it if you want, or a box around it. Just don't put, a circle, because that's what we're going to do for our equation answers. Okay. Okay, so in this next problem just to the right, I'll show you this one as an example. It is 5x plus 3 equals 7. So I'm looking right here in the middle of the top row. So this is an equation. So I know I'm going to have a circle. So I'm going to write my circle, and then I'm going to stick my answer in there when I'm done. Or you can just write it wherever you want. But I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides, so I'm showing my steps. This would zero out, so then I have 5x equals 4. And I do have something on either side of the equal sign. I'm not just carrying down expressions. I'm actually showing an equivalency here, and I can solve for x. So I'm going to divide both sides by 5. Okay, and I'm going to actually remove this for a second. And then my answer would be x equals 4/5, and I'm going to leave it right in there, and I'm going to circle. So it's not a perfect O, but you get the idea, right? So we're just playing a little tic-tac-toe game. Just X's and O's on there. So you want to have both things. You want to tell me it's an expression or an equation, and you also want to include the answer. So I'm going to leave these others for you to do on your own and submit. Have a great day.